Here's another question by Kenneth here. Tommy, I want to do the 75-15-10 rule. The only thing is that I get paid bi-weekly. Should I wait every 2 weeks, or should I just have, for example, the 75-15-10 rule when I get paid? I think the 75-15-10 rule is basically 75% on my needs, 15% on my wants, and then 10% on my investments. You can have vice versa on those right there. But the answer is, I think that's trash. You know, the thing is, right, when you're broke, bro, Kenneth, I'm telling you, bro, when you're broke, I'm talking to all of you guys here. When you're broke, you don't got no time to be thinking about, hey, I want this, I want that. I think it's just such a childish way to look at finances and money. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, I'm going to spend 75% of all my money on things I need, and then 15% of things that I want, and then only 10% on the investments. It's stupid. It's stupid. Here's why it's stupid. Because on average, if you can get down to spending only 70% on your expenses, use just 1% towards having fun. The rest of your money should be used for purposes. What's the first purpose? Pay off your debts first, because your debts are costing you a bunch of money. Second, save for emergencies with the rest of the money, because that way, if you lose your job, which might happen, you know, it's 2021, people lost their jobs, by the way, if you guys don't know this. Guess what? If it happens, you got money. You can take care of yourself. On top of that, then you start investing 10 to 20% into your retirement. I read in this book today, it was like, happiness is choosing to not be happy right now to be happy later. And by the way, that's not really true. You can be happy right now while you're going to be happy later. But the point is, you got to make sacrifices, right? You got to make sacrifices. And then the rest of your money, you basically use it to pay off your house early. That's the whole goal. I'd rather, me personally, Kenneth, right? I'd rather, for example, pay and basically be on a strict budget for the next 10 years, right? Than be on this in my things that I need and then things that I want for the next 45 years and then have nothing to show for it. That's what I just rather not do that, right? I'd rather just have a paid for home as fast as possible, have my investments overflowing, have no debt, have my emergency account basically popping. That way, hey, my goal is that, and by the way, I'm about to reach this very soon this year, right? Not this year, next year. By next year for sure, I'll fully be done. But by next year, guess what? Your boy has a great investment account. Your boy has a paid for home. Your boy has a great emergency account. Your boy has everything paid off and no debt. To me, that's freedom. To me, that's amazing. Because now I have enough passive income to cover all my expenses. This means, Kenneth, right? If by this point, again, this plan on average takes 10 to 15 years. It's a long time, but it's a lot shorter than 45 years. But for example, this means that if I want to go out there and buy, for example, the car I want, which is the Kia Stinger GT2, right? If I want to buy that car for $50K brand new, I can if I want to, because I can afford to just burn that money, because everything else is taken care of. Business is done officially. To me, that right there is freedom. That right there is amazing. But having this idea of like, hey, I spend 75% of my money on my needs. And by the way, a lot of the times your needs are fake needs, because your real needs are just, for example, shelter, utilities, grocery, transportation, everything else you just want. But people confuse it. Oh, but I need my Netflix account. I need the high-speed internet. I need the new iPhone every year. It's fake news, right? It's fake news. So I'd rather have my priorities straight for the next 10 to 15 years than pretend like everything's fine and have nothing to show for it in the next, for example, 20, 30, 40 years. Remember, 10% investing is fine, but 20% investment, paid off home, emergency accounts, no debt, that's awesome. To me, that's awesome. That's my response. I hope that makes sense, Kenneth. You've got to stop.